Hi, it's from Naked Canine Perspective. Today we have Apollo, and this is Apollo's first day of his daycare and train. So in this video, we're going to be going over how to find or what number to use for his training. So he's on the 1900S Black Edition from the brand Dogtra. Collar's already fitted on him. We have the box with the contact points on the left side under his jaw. We like either on the left side under the jaw or the right side. Under the Adam's apple tends to be a little uncomfortable for them, and then on top of the neck can be too sensitive. So either side works, or like right behind the ear as well. I had the leash clipped to his regular flat collar, not the e-collar. Your collar has a button on it. You hold it until you see the blue light turn on, and then your remote also has its own button. And they both have separate batteries. So this one could be blue, which means fully charged. Then it goes purple, which is like 50%, and then red is it's gonna die. Same thing for your remote or your collar, those colors. We're gonna be using there's a side with one button, that's the on and off, and then there's a side with two buttons. The first one is a bumpy button, which is called the nick function, and then below it is the smooth one called continuous. We're gonna be using the bumpy one, the nick function. The front one is a vibration function we don't really use unless we need to see if it's on. And then you have a knob on the top, increasing is clockwise, and then decreasing is counterclockwise. So like I said in this video, we're going to find the number, the magic number for Apollo. So we have three numbers we like to look for as we're increasing. So first we'll find connection, which is letting us know that the two contact points are making contact. So it's more like the physical, the visual of it, like the twitch. Right? Then we go up a little more, and then maybe Apollo like looks where the box is at and like looks around, but still doesn't care. And then let's say we go a little higher, and then maybe Apollo like lays down or sits and or goes to my left side or my right side. So an example we like to use is if he's staring like at a dog or a squirrel, and then you're going up, and then you see the twitch, but he's still staring at the dog or squirrel, and then you go up a little more, and then maybe he like looks away, but then looks back at the squirrel, right? So he's starting to perceive it. That's perception. So connection, perception, then working. And then if we get to the working number when he's staring at something, then maybe he'll we'll get to a number where he's like, okay, and like he disengages from the dog. So that's the working number in that situation. Here it's his first day, so we might be a little higher. There's a lot of dogs and a lot of stuff going on. So here we're gonna go in increments of 5. So I'm at 5 right now. If I say tap, 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 that's my rhythm, that's how many taps I'm giving for Apollo. If I go tap, 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 that's my rhythm. I just sped it up, but still giving 3 taps. So here's 5, tap, tap, tap. And since he's a little thick-coated dog, keep in mind that the fur acts as a buffer as well. So if you get him groomed, and maybe his less fur, his number might be lower. 10, tap, tap, tap. So here's looking at a dog, right? 15, tap, 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 20, tap, 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 25, tap, 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 30, tap, 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 35, tap. Okay, maybe a little bit of perception, tap, tap, tap. Okay, some more perception there. This is 35. This is 40. Okay, stretches the legs. Tap, tap. Okay, so he gets up, tap. And then, so how one tap is getting him to do something. So here, tap. We'll wait a moment. He moves to me. I tap here. He's moving around. He sits, tap. He lays down. So every single tap got him to do something. One tap made him move, one tap made him go around me. Then he sat, and then that tap made him lay down. So 40, this number can decrease as we go along the training since he'll become more sensitive to the e-collar and more focused with what he's supposed to be doing. It could increase if he's starting to get hot, or it's all depending like on his environment and everything like that. If he's at if he's playing with his dog friends, this 40 might double, might end up being 80. In the home, maybe he's like a 10 or 15 around your block, maybe like a 20, or it's just going to be different. So don't get married to this 40, right? We only want to look for what number is getting us that reaction of moving and cautious behavior. Hi, it's Enrique with Camera Perspective. Today we have Apollo. In this video we'll be going over the heel command. This video we're just going to be shaping the behavior, not going to call it anything right in this video. So this is technically a heel part 1. So heel is walk with me, stay with me, sit when I stop. If I take 5 steps with Apollo, Apollo takes 5 steps. If I take 10, he takes 10. And if I come to an automatic, or if I come to a stop as I'm walking, he's to automatically sit, no words said, all done with a slack leash in any environment. So how to create this is letting him know, not that way, this way. So we call it correct to redirect. So what's going to happen is when I walk forward, Apollo's probably going to pass me. As he passes me, I'm going to do a 180 turn to my right, and I'm also going to be pressing the button. So as Apollo's walking, right, and then I turn and tap, he's feeling this. He's like, what's this feeling? Oh, Enrique's going that way. Let me follow him. And then the pressure goes away once his right shoulder comes back to my left leg. The positioning, speaking of, is when his right shoulder is parallel to my left leg. If he ever goes in front, it's a right turn and tapping. If it ever lags, which means falls behind, or maybe he decides to put the brakes and doesn't want to move, I keep my movements and then I keep pressing the button. If Apollo goes to my right side, because left side is heel, I'm going to keep moving, put gentle pressure on the leash to my left, and then pair it with the e-collar. So these things he's doing, he's trying to figure out how can he turn off this pressure. So that's why we do it with slack leash, right? So that we can see him, we can have him figure out figure out what's wrong, what's the right way. The only correct way and the way to have the pressure release is being right here. And then his number right now is 40. I'll let you guys know if I have to increase it or decrease it. What else? So the leash handling, we like to have the loop in our right thumb and then locking it here, e-collar in the right hand, and this left hand will hold the rest of the leash like this. Since this lead is shorter, I'm going to put it all in one hand. So loop in my left thumb and then leash over my pointer finger like that. So I have a J. The J ends right at his armpit. If it's too tight, then he's not making the mistakes, and we want him to make mistakes because I'm forcing him to be here versus him choosing to be here. And if it's too loose, then he's going to step over it and we have to keep adjusting it. So I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm just going to walk this way with Apollo. Good. Tap. Good boy. And turn. Tap. 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 Good boy. Turn. Tap. 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 Good boy. Okay. Turn, tap, tap. Good. Turn, tap. Good. Tap to speed him up. Good boy. Good. So here, turn, tap, tap, tap. Good. Tap, tap. Good. Good. Tap, 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 tap. Good boy. Tap, tap, tap. Good. Turn, tap, tap, tap. Some resistance, tap. Good. Turn, tap, 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 tap. Had to increase it there. It went up to 60. Tap. Dogs are barking. Tap, 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 tap. Okay, we're at 50. Tap, 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 tap. Good. He went to my right, so I pulled to my left and tapped. Tap. 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 Good. Tap. Good job. Tap. We're back at 58. Good. Good, he's turning with me, so there's no tapping. So tap for the lagging. Tap. 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 Okay. Good. Tap. 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 Good job. We're 78. Good job. Good. No tapping here. Tap. Good job, buddy. Good. So if I slow down, he slows down with me. And if I turn, he's turning with me. So tap. Good. Got a little distracted there. Tap. Tap. Good. Tap. 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 1 second. Ugh. Okay. Let's continue. We'll dip down. 58. Tap. Tap. Okay. Good job. Good. So keeping my pace is a sign that he's starting to understand. So here I stopped here, then he stopped with me. Good. I think towards the end, I must have gotten good contact since he was kind of overcompensating it with the jumping and all. So I went down to 58 and he's responding better to it. Nothing out of the ordinary so far. He's just trying out his options, which is normal for the dogs. A little bit of the biting of the leash because he doesn't want to catch up when he's lagging. But we're gonna give it another go. So I'm gonna walk, tap, 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 tap. Good boy. Good. And if I slow down, he slows down. If I speed up, he speeds up. Tap. Good. Good boy. Good boy. Good. Good. Get some praise here. Good. No tapping there. Good. So another part of the heel command is the automatic sitting. So let's see, because he sat there, we haven't done that yet. So if I come to a stop, what we do is pull up on the leash and then tap, 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 and then relax, and then good boy. I'm not gonna care about that he sat a little bit behind, just caring that he's giving into the pressure. So I'll try a few more. So good. Good, good. We'll come to a stop, and up, and then tap, and then relax. So here, tap to correct the laying down, and then good boy. Good. Tap, 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 good, tap, tap, tap. Good. And here there's no tapping because he sat automatically with no words. Like I said, nothing out of the ordinary. He did really good. We'll correct this. So up and then tap, tap, and then relax. And good boy. So I know he's tired. He's probably also hot. But humans, think like, oh, he's tired. He can lay down. There's no worries. But for dogs, they're thinking, I'm tired. I'm going to lay down. And then I want to do this, and then I get to do it, can turn into, I want to pull to that tree, I want to pull mom over there. And then it can turn to barking, or like the pulling again, the jumping, it can turn to all these other things since he got away with this one little thing. So I understand he's tired, so what we do is we use another command called break. which means he's released from this command we've been doing. So break, good. So I would pull him to grass to make it more obvious to him. So like when we were doing the walks, I'd come to a stop first, let him automatically sit, and then break, use the leash to pull him off me, and then let him do anything he would like to do in the grass. Like basically his dog business. And then when you're ready, or since we're not using any words, we just start walking, and then we give a tap, and that's technically the cue for him to go into the walking command. Tap, tap, tap. There we go. Tap, tap. Good. And slow to a stop. Good. And I pull up, tap, tap, tap. Good boy. Good boy. Good. Break. So now he can pull me and go with my right side and everything like that. Good. Hi, it's Enrique with Canine Perspective. Today we have Apollo, our new daycare and trained dog. In this video, we'll be going over the heel command, part 2. So now we're going to start applying the word heel to the behavior we have shaped. So the way we do that, he's not in the command right now. Let's see here. Good boy. It's going to be verbal, the verbal word heel. Then we move the left leg forward. And I'm going to keep drilling this out. Every time we come to a stop, this isn't forever. This is just him getting used to hearing the word and like what comes after. So heel, left leg. Good boy. Good. I'm going to slow to a stop. Good. Heel, left leg, tap. Good. And if he doesn't respond, then we'll give him a tap. So here, tap for the auto sit. Good job. Heel, left leg, tap. Good. Good. Slow to a stop. Good boy. Heel, left leg. Good. Tap there. Good. Slow to a stop. Good job. Heel, left leg, tap. Good. So this will just be for this video. I'll be doing that, but for his further, for the rest of his training here, he won't. We won't be doing that. Tap. Good job. Another thing we'll be covering in this video, that's pretty simple. It's just verbal, then left leg. And then even if we're not going to say the verbal and we come to a stop, we always want to start with the left leg. Because left leg is heel, right leg is stay. In more advanced training, when the trainer isn't using any words after they put the dog into a heel, if they come to a stop and they start with the right leg, the dog just automatically stays back without hearing the word stay or anything like that. It's just right leg is stay, left leg is you walk with me. So it's just to help him differentiate between the stay and heel. So here, so that's why we use the left leg. We're also going to be discussing turns, how to turn during heel, and like what signals to give to Apollo to let you know that there's going to be a change. So it's throughout the videos, I've been saying slow and slow turn, or slow and then slow to a stop. We like to be fair to Apollo, so it's like traffic laws. If we're going to come to a stop, or if we know we need to stop, it's not just an abrupt stop, because then if we stopped abruptly with no signal, the person behind us is most likely going to crash into us, or there's going to be an accident. Same thing for Apollo. We like to slow down first to give him the chance and to be fair to him, because if we stop automatically just out of nowhere, he's probably going to keep going. So then once we slow down into a stop, it's like we're putting the brake lights on, we're slowing down and then stopping. Like that's what it looks like. So that's 1, to be fair, and then 2, to make sure he's paying attention. So if we do slow down and we're doing everything right on our end, and then he's not slowing down and he keeps going, that means he's not paying attention. That's something we need to correct. So that's the right turn, the 180 right turn, and then tapping to redirect him to us. If we try forcing these turns when he's not paying attention, he's ahead of us. It can get a little messy and it's a little confusing there. So we like to turn only or stop if he's paying attention. So we're going to go over the left turns first. With the left turns and right turns, we start with the opposite leg. So left turns, we're going to start with the right leg. And I'll show that right real quick. So heel, left leg, good boy. So I'm gonna slow down already. So tap. So just gonna be the right leg, right leg. Good. So I slow. So it's gonna be right, left, right. Now I'm bumping him, which is okay, teaching him the boundaries. So here, slow first. Good, he's paying attention. Then it's gonna be the right leg, right leg. Good, tap, good. So slow first. Right, left, right. Good. I'm gonna slow down again. Right leg, right leg. Good, slow. Right, left, right. Oh, did he do something to you? So here, bring him forward a little bit, and then up, good. So that tends to be the more difficult turn for owners. It's very like marching band-like movements. Show real quick again, without the dog. It's the right leg, and then right. If we like to also to help you guys out, just to use the cracks on the sidewalk. So if we're walking, we slow down. Once we get to the crack, we like to land on the crack with our right leg already going this way. Left leg is on the crack. Right leg is off the crack, going the opposite way. And then don't be afraid to bump Apollo with your knees, using your knees, just because there's a few moments on part one of heel where I would stop and then Apollo would be curled around me because he's expecting me to turn right. So this will fix it because we're giving him like a consequence for being too close. So that's why he's also kind of giving me a little too much space. It's because he's kind of like, oh, what's going on here? So those are the left turns. Right turns, starting with the left leg, is similar to the turns we were using to correct him. So, good. What that looks like is we're slowing down first, extend the left leg, go back on the right, and then back on the left. Good. So I slow down first. Good. Left leg, left leg. Slow. Left leg, left leg. Good. So I slow down first. Left leg, left leg. Good. So now I'm going to mix up these turns for him. I'm going to do left turns and right turns. So here's a left turn. Good. Slow again. Another left turn. Good. I'll do right turns here. So slow. Left leg, tap, left leg. So slow. Left, right, left. Good. So when you're practicing this, you want to do just practicing your walks in general. And different ways to practice these turns is doing your potty break first with Apollo. After he's potty and released all himself, so he just doesn't do it on the walk or feel like he has to do it on the walk. Getting that out the way right away. Then finding your number, like in the first video. Once you've found your number, then you can start your walk. So let's say he's doing his potty stuff and everything. Like let's say you found the number, then he goes back to potty. You'd cue the word heel and just start walking. Since heel isn't a get into my left side position, heel is walk with me. So once he's done potty, we'd say heel, left leg, giving him our left side and walking away. And if there's no response to the verbal cue heel, then we give the tap for him to kind of catch up with us. Once he's in the position of heel and walking with us, then we can do like left turns. So we like to have the owners do 5 left turns and 5 right turns. Once that has been practiced and done with, it's kind of like a little warm up. Then you can continue with your walk and then do your actual walk. If he's on potty, we don't say heel again. It's just we say heel once and then we tap if he's not responding to it. But other than that, these turns are just mostly for the owners to kind of give to Apollo to how to recognize what's going to happen. Hi, it's from Medicated Camera Perspective. Today we have Apollo, our new daycare and train. This video we're going to be going over the stay command. So stay is the least used command in our program just because all of our other commands have implied stays with them. So we don't say down stay, we don't say heel stay, we don't say come stay or anything like that. It's just come, down, sit, or place. So stay is, for us, is stay in the position and spot you're in. So right now Apollo isn't any command, so when I put him the heel command, heel, good. Good, come back around. Good, and then tap for the auto sit. I'll figure it out. Tap, 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 and then there. Let me fix this real quick. Good. So right here, this is not a sit command. This is still heel. The auto sit is part of the heel command. So if we wanted him to stay here, we can't say sit because he's already sitting. So this is where stay comes in handy. So the way we teach stay is we have a visual and then the cue. We're going to wave our left hand in front of Apollo, cueing the word, pairing it with the word stay. So it's going to be that and then stay. And then we're going to pivot out in front of him with our right foot and face Apollo. Now, I'm going to have my leash set up like this. There's no tension, but I'm getting ready to pull up because I'm going to assume Apollo's going to get up as I go forward. So here, stay, pivot out in front of Apollo. Good boy. Maybe do a little walk around. Good. I'm putting it back into heel. Heel. So tap. Tap. Good boy. Good. Slow to a stop. Good. Good. Stay. Pivot out with the right foot. Good. Walk around. Good job, Apollo. Good. Good. A few more times. Heel, left leg. Tap. Good. Tap. Tap. Good job. Tap. Good. Slow to a stop. Good boy. Stay. Pivot out with the right foot. Good. So the reason why we want to have our arm extended like this is because if we had it like this or like down and he was going to break it, he'd have all that leash to come to me versus having our arm ready here. And if he breaks stay, we're right here, right? Our arm's right here. So all we have to do is just pull up and then up and away. Versus here, it's going to be hard to get him back here because my arm's already ready. Again, if he breaks stay, we pause and then address it. Because if we keep moving and we try to address it with the e-collar because we're tapping at the same time, he's going to think it's heel because he's feeling pressure and he's seeing me move. So the only time he's ever felt pressure and seeing me move was when we taught him heel. So that's why we stopped, just to help him kind of help him figure out what to do. But he has not broken it yet, so good. Heel, left leg, tap, good, tip it down. Tap. Good. Slow to a stop. Good, left hand, stay, and pivot out in front of him with the right foot. Walk around, then we can switch where we walk as well. Let's see. Good, he's still holding it. Wait, Elias, could you toss me a ball? Like just a regular ball? You want a ball? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Break. See if he's interested in the ball so I can see if he'll break the stay so I can show you. Get it. What is it? What is it about? What is it? No? So we'll see heel, put him in the stay. Tap, tap. Or you know what, I'll try near the dogs. Let's see. Oh. There we go. Okay. So here, heel. Yeah, the dogs are a distraction. Tap. Okay. Tap, 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 tap. What was that? Tap. So right here, pull up and tap. Relax, good. Stay. Good. Good. Now it's just, I guess, the number that he's taking it serious. But heel. Good. Well, like I said, if he were to break it, we pause where we're walking around him, and then we just address it. Tap. Good. The way we address it is pulling up on the leash and then pairing it with the e-collar. We don't repeat stay or anything like that, it's just correcting it. When you're practicing this, you can, maybe you give him a little potty break, and let's say he does the number 2. You can pick it up, approach the garbage can, give some space, stay, pivot out, and then toss it. Return to Apollo, and then heel. Or if you're doing a walk and then you get like the red light at the crosswalk, you can do a stay real quick there, and then if it turns green, you can come back to the side, good boy, heel, and then you can move. But he did good. Hi, it's Enrique Camera Perspective. Today we have Apollo. In this video, we're going over the place command. Place is go to this object, don't hop off. He can sit, stand, lay down, chew on a bone. He just can't hop. He just can't hop off the object we tell him to. So here we got a lifted dog bed, which he can clearly tell, like, this is on the dog bed and this is off the dog bed. So this is why it's helps dogs get the concept pretty quickly. But you can use his own dog bed, a yoga mat, a towel, or you can pick one of these lifted dog beds up as well. Some owners use an area rug. Some owners have their own sofa or couch for their dog, so they use that. Some owners use a really large rug and they have 2 dogs on place and they can play, they just can't hop off the rug. So when we're teaching this, we shape the behavior first, then we're going to label it, and we'll do that by the end of the video. When we're shaping the behavior, we're going to be using the leash pressure, so the leash and e-collar. So what's going to happen is I'm going to give leash pressure towards the placement and pair it with the remote. We're going to go down, 40. Since we're teaching something new, we lower our number. Stuff, what to expect, maybe some resistance, maybe some bucking around, just not wanting to go. Maybe once he does go, he's probably going to overshoot. So since he's a bigger dog, I'm going to have my foot on the placemat just to brace it so that he doesn't move it or anything like that. What else? And then break is when he can hop off. So here's leash pressure, and then tap, 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 good boy, tap, tap, good, wait a moment, and then some praise. Or he can just get it right away. Good boy. Break. Good. And we're gonna do this 4 more times, and I'm gonna be rotating around the placemat. Since dog's thinking pictures, if I keep practicing at one side and then all of a sudden I go to a random side, the new side, he might go all the way around and go to the place from this side, which we don't want. So we want to expose him to all pictures. So leash pressure and tap. And go. Good. Break. Good. Leash pressure, tap. Good boy. Good. Break. Portuguese water dog. Leash pressure. So there he kind of got it there. Good boy. One more. Break. Good. And if he goes by himself without me giving leash pressure or e-collar, we just go ahead and pull the dog off or Apollo off, and then we do it again. So here, leash pressure and tap, 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 and good boy. Good. We're gonna switch it up now. It's gonna be reversed. It's gonna be e-collar. We're gonna start tapping, and then leash if needed, because we want to make sure. Break. That's the e-collar is the one that's making him go to the placemat, not my leash. So here, just hold him here. Good. Let him settle first, and then tap, 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 tap. Break. Oh. Okay, same thing here. Tap, tap. Good boy. Oh, break. Right here. Hold him back. Good. And then tap. Good boy. Good. And then break. Oh. Good. One right here. Hold him here. And then tap, tap, tap. Good. So you see there's no leash tension there to guide him there. He just responded solely to the e-collar. So we're going to do one more. And then break. Good. Right here. Just hold him here. Let him settle first, and then tap, tap. Good boy. Break. Let's do one more. Tap, 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 tap. Good. Try another one. Break. Good. Good. Hold him here. Wait. And then tap, 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 some leash pressure here, tap, 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 and there we go. Went up to 78, just because he wasn't responding to the number in general, just feeling it, like there's like the visual, but there was no like moving or anything, so there was nothing for me to. So here, tap, good boy. To kind of go with. So here's the second part, tap, of the place command, which is like the duration of staying here. So what we like to do is just walk around the placemat, and when dogs hop off, we pause and then tap, 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 tap. Good. I'll lower my number now. 46. Good. So here, hold and tap. Good. So that's what it should look like. One tap and then go back on. Okay, do one more and then break. Good. We're gonna add the word now. We're gonna do a little more of the duration part of the place command. Just pull them off. Good. I'm also gonna be increasing my distance. So here, good. Place, tap, and good. Do a little walk around here. Good boy, some praise. And then break. Good. Come to a stop. Just pull them off. Good. Place. Tap. And good boy. Break. Good. 3 more. Place. Good. There's no tapping there. Good boy. Good. Break. So here, just hold and mock. Good. Place. Tap. Good. I'll lower my number. Go 40. Little walk around. And then break. Good. One more. Place. No tapping. So he's understanding the concept. It's just going to take more repetitions to kind of get that immediate response place, and then he shoots there. So when you're practicing this, well, nothing out of the ordinary we saw today. Everything was pretty much went very smooth for Apollo. When you're practicing this command, you would want to start with the e-collar and leash like we did in the video. So you want to practice all these phases and the walking around and everything like that. Like I said, you can use whatever you like. So if he already has a dog bed, you can go ahead and use that. So after this lesson, he's able to just do go straight into the duration work here on the floor, which could be an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours. So you can dive right into long duration work. So if you wanted to know how to practice 5 hours, you want to practice for 6 hours so that 5 hours is just a breeze. The distance, you'd want to start close. So let's say you can watch a movie, have his dog bed on your, by your feet, sit on your chair, foot on the leash, keeping the short leash on, and then having your remote and correcting whenever needed. If for here, the way we practice duration is we have columns and then a tether. The leash that's attached to the column is long enough for them to hop off the placemat, because we need to know that they're staying on there because they're making the choice to, versus just having it super tight and then they're just forced to stay there. So that's how we practice. So I can be down here training a dog. I'll have Apollo's remote on since he's new. And if he hops off, all I have to do is just start tapping. And then since he's gonna hit the leash if he wants to get away, the only option is just to go back to the placemat. So then that's how they start getting it quickly. So if you have a place where you can tether him to, you're more than welcome to do that. Just give him a lot of leash. If you don't, you can, like I said, start close. Like if you're going to work from home, or if you want to read a book, have him just be next to you, and then slowly increase the distance and still keeping that long leash till it's consistent with that. Another thing is I never repeat place or anything. Once he hops off, like I said, I stopped and I just use the remote. Break. Another thing, that's good, he's been holding it since I've been talking. Another thing is that I'm not moving, right? So I can be right here, right? Trainers, when they teach place, it's usually like place, and they just walk all the way to the placement with the dog. So the way we do it is when we cue it, place, good, so tap, good. I did not move my feet. My feet are still planted at the same spot. All that happened was a tap and then a little bit of leash pressure to guide him that way. So making sure you do that just so we know that the dog knows what the word means and they know what to do and that they're doing all the work themselves. What else? What else, Apollo? If he's chewing in the bed, we can correct that. If he's whining, we can correct. If he's barking, we can correct. Just expect him to hop off the bed because he's going to be thinking that it's the e-collar that's making him, or he's going to be thinking it's the placemat that's why he's getting corrected. So he's going to associate the tap with the place. So if he starts chewing and I tap, he's going to hop off. We're going to continue tapping, and then if he's struggling, we'll use the leash to guide him back there. But we're not repeating place or anything. We're just using the remote and leash. After a while, they understand, okay, I just don't chew, whine, bark, or any of these inappropriate behaviors on place. And that's all. Break. Oh, usually owners, when they use this command, it's like, let's say you want to, it's like more of a mental exercise. So if it's like raining out, you can practice place. If you want to go to a restaurant, you can bring your yoga mat and then tell him the place, and he should just, hang out on that yoga mat. Or a picnic, you can bring a towel for him to hang out on, just so he's not running around, getting into your food and all. If you're gonna maybe clean your house, you can just tell him place so he can kind of remove himself. Or maybe if you have a guest come over and they don't like dogs, you can tell him place. He goes to his bed, and it's gonna make your guests feel more comfortable because they're seeing that, oh, they have really good control over Apollo. It's the Ricky with Canine Perspective. Today we have Apollo in this field. We're going to be going over the down command. So down is the usual, kind of lay down and don't move. We don't say down, stay as implied. The way we teach is a little bit different because we need to teach them the e-collar way, right? So then what's going to happen is I'm going to have the leash like this. Foot's going to be on the leash, pulling up and then giving pressure down. With this pressure we're going to be giving here with our foot and my arm, we're going to be pairing it with the e-collar. Right now his regular number is 43. We're going to go down 25. And then depending on how this goes, we'll also cover sit in the end of the video. But he's going to be on a prong with you. We don't like to teach this with prong or slip leashes because it's too much. It's too much pressure here, so then we just want simple pulling down pressure with a flat collar. If it's tightening, then we're just choking him out here, and it's going to be more freaking out because he's feeling the choking part, and then the prong would be more of a pressure with the choking, and then e-collar as well. So and then it's just a lot. Sometimes it's too much for the dogs to kind of understand or like to think about. So then we're going to be using the flat collar here, and then we're going to be pulling down. With this pressure pulling down, we'll be pairing with the remote. And like I said, we're starting at 25, and we're just gonna be giving slow taps for Apollo here, just taking our time with it. Other than that, things to expect. Some resistance, maybe he doesn't want to go with it, and we'll keep going until once he gives in, because it's just giving because we're just gonna worry about just giving into the pressure. Once he goes down, he's gonna stand up. I'm not gonna worry about that. Like I said, just worrying about him giving into the pressure. Another thing, which we're not going to be using any words right now. Again, we're shaping the behavior, just like most of the commands we have in our program, just shaping the behavior. And then once we get some consistency, we'll label it. First three are usually the hardest ones to kind of get down. So I'm expecting some difficulty with him the first one we go through, but then other than that, it's usually like once we get through those harder ones, it'll be a lot more easier for Apollo. But like I said, stuff to expect is like the resistance of the pressure and just like trying to get away from it. So even though he's laying down here, and if he does lay down, we're just gonna be pulling him up. I'm not gonna be tapping or anything because he's not in a command right now. Good. Good. So we're at 25. Good. So here's the leash pressure, right? My foot's on the ground, so tap. And, or they usually get it right away. Good. And good boy. Good. And then break. Good. So we're going to do this a few more times, just getting him used to the feeling and the pressure. Good. I also know he kind of does want to lay down since it's kind of hot in here. So leash pressure. And then tap. And good boy, he's laying on my shoe. This guy's cute. Break. I like to switch sides too, just so he's understanding that down is just, or like, you know, just to give into the pressure wherever he's at, so that we don't get him, you say down, he goes to your left side instead of downing right here. So tap. And good boy. Good boy, Apollo. Good. Break. Good. Here's some leash. Then tap. And good boy. Yeah. Good. Break. So now what I'm going to be doing is foot on the leash, but not giving pressure, just having it there to limit his movement. Good. So here, foot's on the leash, no pressure, it's loose, and then just give a tap. Good. And good boy. Again, just to make sure that's the e-collar that's making him lay down, not solely my foot on the leash. But good boy. Break. Good. Foot's on leash, no tension though. So here, tap. And good boy. Break. Good. Tap. Good. Break. Oh, good. One more. Good. And then tap. Tap. Good. Good. So the foot's on the leash just to limit his movement, so that if I'm tapping, he's not going to go around me and then lay down, just to have him stay here once the tapping starts. And then I'll put pressure on the leash to eliminate the movement as well if he decides to move. Good. And then break. So now we'll introduce the word down. So I'm going to say down. If he lays down, no tapping. If he does not lay down, I'll begin giving him pressure at the e-collar. Foot still on the leash, but no tension needed. So if he lays down before I give any signal or cue, I'm just going to pull him up, no tap. So here, down. And then there was no tapping. Good boy. Good. Break. You're here till 7?
What?
You're here till 7?
Yeah, till 7.
Good. Down. And good boy. 3 more. Break. Come on, Paolo. Good. Down. And we go tap. And good boy. Good. Break. Good. We'll try from standing as well. Down. Good. And one more. Break. Good. So here, just pull them up. Good. Down. And good boy. So that's what it looks like. Shaping the behavior. Once we get what we want through the e-collar, then we label it. And he got it pretty quickly, so that's good. the duration part of like staying down, it's like we can do a little walk around here. If he stands up, we pause, start the pressure with the e-collar, and then if he's not getting it, then we can step on the leash to bring it back down. We'll go over sit now. So sit with the e-collar is very similar to how we taught the auto sits. So right here, I'd cue the word sit since we already shaped leash pressure with e-collar. So I pull up and then tap with as I'm saying the word. So here, sit, tap, and then good boy. Break. Good, so if he's like walking around here and then we just pause, sit, up, tap, and then good boy. Good, break. Yes, Apollo. Yes, Apollo. And this can be anywhere from any side, so like right there I did in the front. Here I can do it on my right side, so sit, tap, good boy. Break. Good, so here, sit, and then we tap. Good boy. Break. Good. And you can still do like the sit from a down. So here, sit, tap. Good. And then we can go to a down. You might see some confusion. Down. Good. And then sit. Good. There was no tapping there, so that's a good boy. Ways to practice the down command, or like the duration part of it, is same thing with like the place. If you wanted to watch a movie, you can have them at your side on the down command, foot on the leash, and then enjoy your movie. If you're reading a book, if you're working from home, so down. Good, good boy. Or like down command is usually the one command that's preferred at restaurants or patios, because the place command, he can still stand up. So if the waiter or waitress is coming with food, he can stand up and like be nosy. So the down is one position, which is the relaxation position of just being here. Now we don't care if the dog lays down very quick or isn't in like the Sphinx position, because that's like competition stuff. This is just regular family pet stuff. So we just need function more than the fancy stuff or aesthetically good looking commands. Another way you can use down, let's say if you're going for a walk with Apollo in the heel command, and then you see someone that you recognize and like you guys know you're gonna have a long conversation. So instead of letting Apollo just sit and stay in that auto sit for such a long time, since that position can be uncomfortable for dogs, I would just go ahead and cue the word down and then step on the leash and then continue the conversation just so he's not uncomfortable. And then he also might break the sit into a down before you say down. So if that happens, I just pull up and tap and then say down and then do whatever that is needed to make him go down, or if he goes down, then you're good. But yeah, that's all. Good job, buddy. Break. Hi, it's San Miguel Camp Perspective. Today we have Apollo. In this video we're going over recall. So right now our setup is a 30-foot long leash attached to his flat collar. Then we have a slip leash, or if you wanted to use your normal leash, you can have that attached to his flat collar as well. So when we're handling the long leash, we want to hold the end of it, so there's like a loop at the end. And you can grab these long leashes off Amazon. They're pretty cheap. Just get the regular nylon one. So here, right thumb, I'm right-handed, so my right thumb is going to be in the loop like this, and that's locked. I'm also going to have my remote in my right hand. The left hand will be holding the leash, and then with these 3 fingers, I'm pulling like this. I'm just letting it hit the ground, not holding on to the rest. And then once he gets closer, I'm reeling it in. I don't want him have more 30 feet more to kind of pass me. So as I'm reeling it in with these 3 fingers, I'm using my pointer finger to kind of do a flip and then lock it here. So then it's locked here. So again, right thumb through the loop with the e-collar. My 3 fingers are available because I need this pointer one to tap, and then a knob to increase if needed. But I'm just pulling and then flip and then lock here. So Corey has a short leash. I'll be doing the recall, so I'll have the long leash and e-collar. Shaping the behavior first, because recall is come and call. It's, Apollo come. He needs to land 1 to 2 feet of vicinity in a sitting position. and not leave our side until given the break command. So Corey is going to go ahead and go to the wall with Apollo. And Apollo isn't in any command. Corey's just walking him there. So no stay or sit or anything like that. So what we're also going to be doing, so what I'm going to be doing is, so right here there's no tension. It's a loose leash. So right here there's tension. With that tension, I'm going to be pairing it with the remote. And I'm going to give slow taps. And as I'm tapping, let's find his working number real quick. Okay. We're at 39. As I'm tapping, or as I'm tapping and pulling, I'm going to be pulling. And as he's making his way, as soon as I see him make his way to me, I'm going to stop the pressure, take 3 to 4 steps back, and hold, and then seeing what he does. If Apollo passes me, if I'm here, I just turn, face Apollo, tap, 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 move back, and reel in my leash. And then we keep repeating if he's going to continue to pass me or like go that way or wherever. If he stops in the middle, tapping and moving back as well. So here, and then if you're doing this with another person, we like to say when we're tapping so that the other person knows when to drop the leash. And then it'll get a lot easier once we add the phrase, Apollo come. So here's tension, and then tap, tap, tap. There we go, tap, good. 3 to 4 steps back, and then hold here. See what he does. And then we're gonna give a tap. Tap again. So this is too far, so I'm gonna face Apollo and then tap and move back. Hold here. And then tap, tap. Good. And good boy. Good. And then we're gonna do this 4 more times. Break. Do like 5 more minutes, and then you can give her a break. And then if you remember, write down all like her moments and like what happened in those moments, like growling or snapping. So here, leash tension, and then tap, tap. Good boy. 3 to 4 steps back. Good. So here, this is too far. So I'm just gonna give a tap, see what he does. Tap, tap. Move back, tap. Tap, tap. Hold here. Good boy. Break. Good. Tap. Good boy. 3 to 4 steps. And good. 1 more. Break. And leash tension, no tapping. Good. Tap. There we go. Tap, move back. Hold here. And good boy. Break. We're gonna switch it up now. Instead of leash tension with e-collar, we're gonna tap with no tension and then seeing what his response is, because we kind of want to know if it's the e-collar that's making him come to me or if it's the leash. 39 still. So here's it's loose. Tap, move back, tap, tap, tap. There we go. Good. 3 or 4 steps back again, and then hold. Good boy. Break. Good. Tap, 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 tap. And good boy. Good. Break. 3 more. Tap, tap, tap. There we go. 3 to 4 steps back, hold here. Good. And then break. 2 more. Good. Tap, tap, good. Tap, good. And good boy, good. We're gonna switch it. So we're gonna switch it up now. We're gonna add the cue. Apollo, come, tap. Even if he's coming, we're still gonna tap, and then I'll explain why at the end of the video. Apollo, come, tap, tap. Good. Good boy. Break. Apollo, come, tap, tap, tap. Good. And tap for the sit. And then break. Apollo, come, tap. Good. So that one he came on cue, and as I tapped, he still followed through. Tap, tap, tap. Good boy. Break. Good. Apollo, come, tap. Good boy. And then no tapping, he just, okay, good. Okay, 1 more. Break. Let him settle first. So if he does that pulling, we just wait for a little bit. We don't say anything. Apollo, come, tap. Good boy. And good boy. Thank you. That was it.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah. So we went to leash tension with e-collar just to shape the behavior and telling him what we're wanting in this like picture, and then having him move to e-collar with no tension, and then cue with e-collar and then tension if leash pulling if needed. So, reason why we always want to tap after we say the cue word is just because if, let's say, Apollo's off leash one day and he's smelling around or he's playing with his friends, and you say Apollo come, and you see him not kind of doing the recall. So then, as soon as you tap to kind of make him come to you, he decides to make his way. So then you technically tap too late. Sometimes, if dogs haven't been worked through that already, that they'll either think they're doing something wrong, so they might either just like shut down, which means they'll just like plop in like a down, or they will turn the other way and run. So if we're working through that confusion now, in an enclosed area and into the beginning of his training, it shouldn't be an issue. So this is, you're only going to be tapping after the recall phrase or for the beginning. Apollo come tap, just for the beginning until that becomes consistent enough to like, okay, he's coming no matter what, you know. Recall takes the longest to practice just because it requires owners to go to a different place. So when you're practicing, you want to remember in the beginning, Apollo come tap, taking your 3 to 4 steps back because that's a visual for Apollo. So if we're at like a loud environment, like the dog beach or something, and we're yelling Apollo come, and we're not seeing him respond, and we start tapping, he's looking for us and he sees us but he doesn't know what to do, then that's where we start stepping back and he's like, oh, I know what that means. That's the visual for recall. And that's when he'll kind of just get the idea and should come to us. It's also just to like being more inviting and increase like the recall's strength, I guess, is a good word for that. But nothing out of the ordinary. A little here and there, he'll want to be closer to Corey, which is normal since he's feeling pressure. And there's a handler right here who's trained with him before. He's probably thinking, I need to get closer to this guy to turn it off, but that's why the leash pressure is there and everything like that. 30 feet is just to make the command happen once he's coming to me. And then the short leash is to create the separation because then we started noticing Apollo didn't really want to go with Corey because he's thinking, I'm going to get tapped and recalled anyways. I might as well just stay with Enrique. What else? So when you go practice, remembering to tap after the recall phrase and then moving backwards. And also, let's say you do find a park and you know a good spot. You don't want to drill this command out like back to back because what can happen is if you go to park one day and you do a recall like 5 times in a row, the next time he's going to be thinking, I'm not going to, you know, what's the point of going to this park and like, you know, venturing out if I'm just going to get recalled again. So you want to do like maybe a recall in the beginning, a recall at the end, and then the next time don't do any recalls. The next time you go, just do 1 recall at the end and just mixing it up like that. If you're by yourself, you can do this still. 30-foot long leash, let him kind of meander. If he's got squirrel drive, let him chase squirrels, let him get lost in his free time. The more disengaged he is, and then the more disengaged he is, and if you do a recall there, the better the recall because he's super gone, you know.